Watching your crush fire off electricity attacks. Everyone was supposed to be working and bettering their quirks. And honestly, you were tired and your lips were chapped and slightly burned from blowing so much fire out of your mouth. That was your quirk. Fire breath. It came in handy sometimes, but it wasn't as powerful as some of your classmates. But you were gonna change that. You were gonna make your fire as powerful and hot as you could. Not only to become super amazing hero, but also maybe impress your crush, Denki. It was now nighttime. You were crying in your room. You overdid it. Not only did your lips hurt, so did your whole body. You pushed yourself way too hard today. Your sobs filled your room, till there was a knock on your door. You quickly wiped your tears away and went to go see who was there. Once you opened the door, you were surprised. It was Denki. You couldn't even say hello, you were so surprised. But before you could get yourself together, you felt his hand go up to your cheek and wipe away the tear you forgot. You tensed up. Shit, you thought to yourself.
Were you crying?
He asked, worried. You quickly shook your head. You didn't want him to worry anymore. Plus, you felt a little embarrassed. But he knew you were lying. He scanned you up and down to see if he could figure out what was wrong. But he couldn't stop once he looked at your lips. He noticed your lips were chapped, and around your lips were a little burnt. Also, your body was slightly shaking as you stood in the doorway. His face felt sad, making you nervous. Oh no, you thought.
Why do you gotta lie?
He asked as he crossed his arms.
You know we're friends. You can tell me anything.
He slightly pouted, which made you smile slightly, even though it slightly stung. You didn't mean to, but your face flashed in pain for a moment that Kaminari caught. He looked worried.
That's it. Let me in,
he said, gently pushing his way in your room. You turned around and closed the door once he was in. Not like you were gonna tell him to get out. Even if you did, you were sure he wouldn't leave, even if you did want him to. You watched him walk over to your bed. You slowly walked over to your bed, not sitting down till he did. He faced you and crossed his legs, and so did you.
So, you burned your mouth?
He said, getting close to your face slightly, rubbing his thumb around your bottom lip, which made you cringe in pain, and whisper, "Ow." He quickly brought his hand back to himself.
I guess you did.
He felt bad that he just hurt you, even if it was just a little bit. He looked around till he noticed you had an antibiotic ointments, and they were sitting right on your dresser. He quickly went and got it, then sat back down again.
This will help, I believe,
he said as he opened it, putting a little on his finger and spreading it on your lips and around your lips. You once in a while cringed at the pain from him touching the burns. Once he was done, he was staring at you.
You look funny.
He laughed a bit. You quickly tried to wipe it off, but he grabbed your hands before you could.
I was just kidding,
he mumbled.
I didn't mean to make you feel insecure. I was just trying to be funny.
He could still see you feel a little embarrassed.
You're still beautiful, as always, listener.
And with that little line of words, you felt your cheeks become hot. And you quickly looked down, trying to hide the fact that you were blushing, which he noticed you were, and thought it was pretty cute.
Hey, listener, I want to ask, do you usually get burns like this?
He asked as he lay down on your bed, lying his head on your pillows at the top of your bed. No, it's only 'cause I used it too much. You were now looking at your crush lying on your pillow. You quickly moved and laid beside him. You both decided to lay on your sides, facing each other. You were now so close to his face. If you weren't so nervous, you would have leaned in and kissed him, even if it hurt.
Listener, your bed is pretty comfy.
You slightly laughed at his remark, and without thinking you replied, "It would be more comfy if we were cuddling." You blushed, realizing you just basically implied you wanted to cuddle. You watched Denki smile turn into a smirk as he grabbed you by the waist and pulled you closer to him. Your face was now pressed against his chest, and your legs now on his legs. You could now hear his heartbeat increase.
I mean, this is more comfy.
He sighed happily. You stayed like that for a while, till you looked up at Denki, who moved his head to look down at you. You quickly gave him a little peck without thinking it through. When you pulled away, some of your antibiotic ointments was on his face, which made you slightly laugh, trying not to focus on the fact that you just gave your crush a little peck on the lips. He was frozen for a moment, before he realized what just happened.
Listener? You just kissed me.
He slightly stuttered. Yeah, and? You mumbled into his chest that you were now again facing.
So, does that mean we're a thing now?
He said, grabbed your face and making you look into his eyes. You slowly nodded. He gave you a big smile before going in for a kiss.
Great, that makes me happy.
He said, and with that, he grabbed your butt and gave it a slight squeeze. He chuckled once he felt your hand slap the back of his head.
Sorry, babe.
He nervously laughed.
I've always wanted to touch your ass.
You just laughed. You were happy you could officially say your crush was now your boyfriend.